we're still experimenting with a couple of licks and tricks that I am going to kind of continue in this video. This is probably the last one of this series. We'll come up with something else next week, so be sure to check that out. But we're basically playing over the key of F minor, and I'm showing you some interesting stuff. I did make a teaser track for the Olivia Rodrigo song Vampire, and what I want to do is I want to break down the lead that is in that teaser track, because it's got some pretty cool stuff. It's got some arpeggios, it's got some tapping, and I think it'll help you understand the theory of all this a little bit better, because all of this is in the same key. It's all in the key of F minor, but it's playing across so many different boxes. I kind of want to show you the basic places where those boxes are and how you can use the shapes, the circular shapes, like I always talk about, to kind of find these boxes all over the place and be able to play all over the fretboard, because that's really the key, right? And then later on, maybe you can take this and transfer it or transpose it to a different key and use the same shapes to play something else really cool there as well. So check it out. Okay, so we're going to start off with the first pattern that I did in that teaser. And if you didn't like this teaser, then let me know in the comments and I'll come up with something better next time. If you did like this teaser, but you just don't want to play it, I still want you to watch the video, or I still recommend that you watch the video, because it's going to show you some places where you can do some really cool stuff with some of these patterns. And you might find a nugget in here that you like, even if you don't like the whole thing. And if you're new to my channel, you don't know what I'm talking about, then watch the previous couple of videos that I made, because it's going to kind of help you break down some of these shapes. So we're basically playing the F minor, which most of the time in this lesson I'm gravitating towards the 8th fret of the 5th string, which is this right here, 8, 10, 11, on the 5th and the 4th strings. Then on the 3rd string we're playing 8, 10. Then on the 1st and the 2nd strings we're playing 8, 9, 11, 8, 9, 11. So that's the basic shape that we're playing in this song, right? So believe me when I say this, everything that we're doing here is using those same notes. That 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? In this case it's going to be F, it's going to be G, it's going to be A, it's going to be B, it's going to be C, it's going to be C sharp, and it's going to be D sharp. And then it's going to be back to F. Same notes, all over the fretboard. We're just hitting those same 7. And then, of course, we're going back to the root note. So there's your root note. And there's your 7 notes again, right? Everything we're playing is just those notes, even though we're playing all up and down the fretboard. That's one of the things that I think that a lot of people don't quite understand about music theory and the shapes and how they're circular, is we're just playing the same notes over and over and over again. If you think about it like do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, the minor scale starts on the la. So do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. There's your do, re, mi, fa, sol, la. Right? Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la. How do I know for sure that's do, re, mi, fa, sol, la? Because do, re, mi, fa, sol, la backwards is joy to the world. So if I keep on going, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. And there's your joy to the world. There's your do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. There's your la, la, ti, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Okay, so there's your do, re, mi, fa, sol, la. La is always starting your minor scale, right? So we're in F minor, just playing those notes that I talked about before. Hey, as always, thanks for checking out my videos. I got videos on YouTube every single week, so be sure to check back, like, subscribe, share if you got some people out there who are playing guitar and want to learn how to master the fretboard, unlock the fretboard, because each week I delve into a little bit more and want you to keep coming back and checking it out, and don't want you to miss a single episode. So make sure you like, subscribe, and of course share. And also, if you want to go deeper down the rabbit hole with me, I've got a great free course. It's about how you can unlock the fretboard in 7 days.
So the fretboard is very circular, and the shapes that we play on the fretboard, even though it seems like there's a whole lot of them, they're very circular as well. And what I do in my 7-day course is I break down how you can see that circle, or as I like to call it, see the code, see the fretboard code, unlock the fretboard, so that no matter where you're at on the fretboard, you can find specific shapes that you can put into your muscle memory, you can make them tacit, and you can just go ahead and play them no matter where you're at, no matter what key the song is in. Just kind of gravitate back towards certain specific shapes that allow you to then flow with your muscle memory rather than memorizing everything on the fretboard. Just kind of your muscle memory allows you to do it. And you know, it still takes work. It's not something that's get shreddy quick scheme. It's not something like that. It's kind of like a little bit of a shortcut, just to kind of get you in the pocket so that you can understand exactly where you're playing at. And then it gets you picking up the guitar and just playing, rather than spending a whole lot of time practicing scales, a whole lot of time memorizing the notes and things like that. It really is going to help you play this a lot more intuitively, right? Put things into your muscle memory so you can just see the code and play more intuitively. So check it out, 7-day free course, link is in the description.
So this first section is going to start off with this. So that initial part or this basically is the same thing. The only difference is at the end of the second and the fourth ones I'm doing this. It's going to be played on the 5th string at the 8th fret, the 4th string at the 10th fret, the 3rd string at the 8th fret, and then the 2nd string at the 9th fret, and then the 8th fret. And then we're backing up. So we're playing on the 3rd string at the 10th, and then the 8th. And then the 4th string at the 10th and the 8th. And then on the 2nd and the 4th ones we play the 10th and the 8th. And then we slide up to the 10th. And then back to the 8th. So you got this. Or so that gives you a little melodic string skipping, not really string skipping, but note skipping. Instead of playing this, we're playing. And then the ones in between that, so we're playing that one, then this one, then this one, and then this one. All we're doing there is on the 3rd string, we're playing the 10th, the 12th, and 13th frets, playing it a variety of different ways. We're playing this first, and then this second. So the first one and the second one, we're just going, and then the 3rd and the 4th ones, we're going. Okay, that's it. That's the only difference, right? On the first one, we're going to the 8th fret. Here, we're going, and then on the second one, we're going to the 6th fret. And then on the 3rd one, we're sliding up to 12, 13. And then we're going back to the 6th fret. And we're playing 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. So, and then on the last one, we're kind of doing the same thing, but we're going forward. playing 13, 15, and 17. Okay? That's your whole beginning shape. Now comes the hard part, what I played at the beginning. Okay? And I'm not masking this with any, what do you call it, recording tricks. And believe me, when you're in the studio and you're recording stuff, you're gonna make mistakes, and it's okay to mask them up a little bit if you need to. The key is to try to get this stuff played as cleanly as possible, right? So what I'm doing is I'm doing a hammer on the first string with my index finger, the 8th fret, and I do pick it at the beginning, so I play this little rake there, and I'm palm muting like crazy with this hand because I don't want it to ring out. And I know a lot of guys use the fret wraps, and I probably need to get me one, but go ahead and play this, and then I hit on a tap right there, right, which is on the 13th fret. So everything's on the 13th fret, the 13th fret, then the 12th fret, then the 13th fret on the 4th string, the 12th fret on the 3rd string, 13th, 13th on the 1st and the 2nd. Whole thing kind of sounds like this. So again, 8th fret, 9th fret, 11th fret, 13th fret. Those are your anchor shapes. Going to play those up here as well. And I'm playing the octave of these when I get to the 3rd string and the 4th string. I'm just playing on the 4th string and the 3rd string. I'm playing the 5th, the 6th, and the 8th, 5th, 6th, 8th. And then going back to the anchor shapes on the 1st and the 2nd, which is your 6th, 8th, and 9th, 6th, 8th, and 9th. And then 8th, 9th, and 11th, 8th, 9th, and 11th. So really we're just going in a circle here. I'm going, then I'm going. See how it's a circle? And then I'm going to go ahead and go to this one. And then back. Right? And then come back to this one. And then back. Right? So it's that with the 13th fret. And then I'm hitting my pinky on the 2nd string at the 11th. And then I'm tapping. And then I'm going back to the shape here. Staying on the 2nd string, I'm playing on the 2nd string at the 6th, the 8th, and the 9th. Tapping on the 13th. Coming back down. And then going back to the 1st string, playing the same thing, but on the 1st string. Right? So you got coming back up to the 8th fret there, 8, 9, 11, and then going back. So that's the beginning of that first little tapping section, right? So we play this first string, second string, first string, first string again, second string, and then we're going to go to the third string. So this one gets a little tricky because it's going to jump frets. We're going to go, the pinky's going to land from the second string on the 9th fret to the third string on the 8th fret, and I'm going to play 8, 6, 5. But I'm going to tap on the 12th fret of the third string. So we're going to tap here, my pinky first, and then my middle finger second. Because we're going from here, hitting that note right there, and then going back up the scale. 12 here, then tap, pulling off or flicking to the 8, then to the 6, then to the 5. Then pinky's going to land on the 8th fret of the 4th string. Then I'm going to tap not on the 12 but on the 13. Because that's what fits in the scale. If we go back to the scale, see how right here, I got a 13 there, but I got a 12 there. I don't have any 12 there. There's 10, 11, 13, 10, 11, 13, 10, 12. That's where I get my 12 from on my third string. 12, 13, and then right here we have 11, 13, 14, and then 11, 13, 15. So there's your 13, there's your 13, there's your 12, and there's your 13. So I can play 13, 13, 12, 13. So when we get to that 4th string and we play that 8, that 8th fret, I'm tapping the 13. And then I'm backing up, I'm going to flick off to the 8, to the 6, to the 5, and then back, and then we're going to go up, right? We're going to move up a string, we're going to go up to the 4th string, and I'm going to play the same thing I already played. So we go. Then I'm going to go up again. See how it goes up the scale? I'm going from the 5th, 6th, and 8th to the 6th, 8th, and 9th. Then I'm tapping on the 13th here. Same thing I already played, right? It's repetitive. I'm not playing anything different each time. It's repetitive. Makes it easy. And then I kind of ended it out with that. So one more time, nice and slow. Then I'm going to pull off a flick, and then I'm going to do a legato. These same notes you already know, right? 11, 9, 8. Second string, 11, 9, 8. Third string, 11, 9. So, here. I'll take that back. I'm not playing the 11, 9. I'm just playing the 11. Actually, I'm playing the 10. Right? So the whole thing's going to sound like this. So that's basically your whole lick there, right? At the end there, you're going to go ahead and play just a nice little bend on the 11th fret of the second string. And then we're going to play a bend, similar bend, on the 10th fret of the third string. We're going to walk up the scale going on the third string from 8, 10. On the second string from 8 to 9 to 11. Bending that 11 up again. Then I'm going to play this little lick. So I'm going to go little legato run where I'm playing the 8, the 9, the 11, then back to the 9 and the 8, then sliding back to the 6, then hammering onto the 8, the 9, pulling off to the 8, the 6, hammering back onto the 8.
Whoa, okay, so through the power of video editing and recording one day and then taking a few day break and then coming back and recording again, through the power and the magic of that, I'm wearing a different shirt. Okay, so where were we at? We were on this right here, which we were playing, right? So that right there, of course, I already explained it, is, you know, you're hammering on and pulling off. So hammering on from the 8th to the 9th to the 11th, then pulling off back from the 11th to the 9th to the 8th, and then sliding back to the 6th, hammering on to the 8th, the 9th, pulling off from the 9th to the 8th, from the 8th to the 6th, and back to the 8th, right? So the whole thing sounds like that. And of course, you know, that could be a little lick, right? Right, there's all kinds of cool, you know, applications there. But then we're going to go ahead and go into, I think in the song I did this. Right, and all I'm doing is just going up, you know, that's all I'm doing. And it just kind of allowed me, after I did this, it allows me to kind of loosen my fingers up. And I think that, well, for me, I mean, I can't speak for all of the guitarists, but a lot of guitarists will do stuff like this. You know, that, and it creates, especially with distortion, it creates a lot of noise. But in a rock song or a metal song, it's kind of good noise. You know, even, you know, pig slides and things like that. You know, stuff like this. Yeah, it creates kind of a good, you know, noise that it's dissonant, but it's interesting, right? It's interesting to the listener. It gives us some, you know, oomph, right? But for me, the reason I kind of do it is it kind of just loosens up my fingers. Because I'm about to go into this, right? And right there, if I come down and I come back up, it kind of gives me one of these. Basically, that's kind of what it's doing. Is it's kind of giving me that, you know. Right, and then coming back into that. So what that is right there is your anchor shapes, okay? I'm playing on the first and the second strings. I'm going to play at the, technically the shape itself is 6, 8, 9, 6, 8, 9, but we're going like 9, 8, 6, 9, 8, 6, and I'm playing it in kind of like doubles. So this one, okay, and then I'm going to go to the next set, which on this case, in this one, it's the third and the fourth strings, but we're playing on the 5, 6, and 8. So we're going 8, 6, 5, 8, 6, 5, third string to fourth string. So the whole thing. Then we're going to go ahead and jump back to the third string, and I'm going to go and play the shape that kind of fits in like a puzzle piece to the one that I just played, but now it's going to be across the 3rd, 5th, and 6th frets. So 3rd, 5th, and 6th frets on the 3rd string, 3rd, 5th, and 6th frets on the 4th string, or 6, 5, 3, 6, 5, 3. So the very first one that we play in this grouping, I'm just playing once, then I'm playing the rest of them twice. And then my grouping basically starts over, and that's my octave. Right? The same thing that I'm playing on the first string at 6, 8, 9. I'm playing on the third string at 3, 5, 6. Same thing. So I'm basically playing the same shape over again. So, right? So, and then repeat. And then come back to that. So this whole thing here is an octave to this. So after I play this group, I'm going to go to the 5th and 6th strings. I'm going to play the 6, the 4, and the 3. 6, 4, 3, 6, 4, 3. 6, 4, 3, 6, 4, 3, and end on the 1st fret of the 6th string. So this pattern. And to be honest with you, without playing it fast, I can't quite remember if I do this one twice or if I just do it once. Let me try it faster. And going fast, by the way, this is just alternate picking. If you want to get good at alternate picking, what you have to do, first of all, everything's got to be loose, right? Loosey-goosey. Everything's got to be loose. Hands got to be loose. Shoulders got to be loose. Body's got to be loose. You don't really push. You don't really, dig into the strings like that. You just kind of, right, just nice and loose. Press down only as hard as you need to. Keep your fingers as close to the frets as possible. These are all little things that you got to work into your muscle memory, right? You got to work into your muscle memory because at first you're going to be playing like this. And for a rock lead, that's fine, right? All of that fits in there because it's within that same scale. Those licks fit in there. But for this lead, which is trying to be melodic and kind of shreddy, where we want to stay singular notes, so we want to. So. Right? So. Yeah, I think I do it twice there, so. And I'm also palm muting. Right? All kinds of variations you can stick in there. You can put legato in there. There's all kinds of stuff in there. Then I'm just going back up the scale. So I'm just going back up. The exact same thing that I just played. I'm just going the opposite. But what I'm doing here is I'm doing something that I think Paul Gilbert came up with this. It may be somebody else. I don't know. But Paul Gilbert, I tend to think of this as like the Paul Gilbert lick. So it's. The whole thing up to speed. That's where you might get tripped up right there. So all we're doing here is we're playing the notes. Instead of playing 6 notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I'm playing 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'm going back 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then that next shape, which is across the 3rd fret, the 4th fret, and the 6th fret of the 6th and the 5th strings, we're going to play 1, 2, 3, or the 3rd fret, 4th fret, 6th fret, 3, 4, 6, 3, and then 6, 4, 3. Or if you think about it in groupings of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then you're starting with this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now on this one, the 3rd and the 4th strings here, we're playing 3, 5, and 6. 3, 5, 6, 3, 5, 6. So 3, 4, 6, 3, 4, 6, 3, 5, 6, 3, 5, 6. But we're just playing those notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then you move your index finger to this one, which is the 5th fret of the 4th string, and we're playing this shape now. We're playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then you're going to move from this shape to this shape. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Of course, now we're in that anchor shape where I'm playing on the 6th fret, the 8th fret, and the 9th fret across the 2nd and the 1st strings. And now we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then right here I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. So the whole thing. You'll probably hear that run in just dozens of songs, right? Or it could be legatoed. Play it as sixes or however you think about this, doubles or whatever. You know, something like that. Or like this. Sorry about that. We'll try it again. There's that one. There's this one. So there's all kinds of things I could have chose there, okay? I could have even done some arpeggios, some note skipping. Could have done something like that, but I just chose that Paul Gilbert lick. When I get down here, I go back down this scale, which is the same scale we started with. We started with this scale. Which is our F minor scale. We're just repeating that starting on the 13th fret of the 6th string. And I'm playing the exact same notes. I'm just playing it starting on the 6th string going across. So I'm going to play 13, 15, 16 on the 6th and the 5th strings. Then when I get to the 4th string, I'm going to play 13, 15. Then when I get to the 3rd string, I'm going to play 12, 13, 15. Then when I get to the 2nd string, I want to play 13, 14, 16. And then on the 1st string, I want to play 13, 15, 16. And then backwards. Something like that. But on this one right here, once we do that, once we do this right here, I'm just going back down that scale. I'm skipping the note that's on the 13th fret of the 1st string. I'm going to skip that note. I'm not going to go. I'm just going to go. I'm going to go. So it's the same scale backwards. I'm just not going to play that 13th fret of the first string. I'm not going to go. I'm going to go. So from the 16th to the 15th on the first string, and then to the 16th on the second string. And then to the 14th on the second string, to the 13th on the second string, to the 15th on the third string, to the 13th on the third string, right? Sorry. To the 12th on the third string, to the 15th on the fourth string, kind of hang there for a second, and then we're going to go to the 13th on the fourth string. Then you got a little sweep in there. So that right there, we're just playing 15-15 on the fourth and third strings. 14th fret on the second string. 13th fret on the first string, tapping or hammering on to the 16th fret of the first string. Pulling off back to the 13th and playing the same notes backwards. Tapping, sweep picking, arpeggios, same thing, be very loose. Sounds like a scrape at this point, but you know, practice it. We'll only do that one time, just kind of add some accent, you know. Going back to the second string, playing the 14 and the 13. And then doing a... So on the second string, just pulling off from the 14th to the 13th. And then going to the third string on the 15th, coming back to the second string on the 13th, back to the third string on the 15th fret. And then going back on the third string to the 13th fret. Then going back to the 15th fret. Back to the 13th fret. Fourth string, 15th fret. So that whole thing sounds like this. Now remember that little shape that I showed you up here? That's going to appear down here. We're going to play this. Okay, so we're basically playing this shape, this scale shape that I've already shown you, right? But we're going to start on the fourth fret, or the fourth string, and we're going to play this. So we're playing on the fourth string at the 13-15, on the third string at the 12-13-15, on the second string at the 13-14-16, and on the first string at the 13-15-16. I'm starting on the first note, then I'm starting on the second note, then I'm starting on the third note. So I'm starting on the first note, then I'm starting on the second note, then I'm starting on the third note, then I'm starting on the fourth note, then the fifth note, then the sixth note, then the seventh note, then the eighth note. So in this case, on the fourth string, I'm going to play the 13-15, and on the third string, I'm going to play the 12-13. Then I'm going to go back to the fourth string, and on the fourth string, I'm going to play 15, and on the third string, I'm going to play 12-13-15. Then on the third string, I'm going to play 12-13-15, and on the second string, I'm going to play 13. So you got this whole thing. Okay, then I'm going to go back to the third string. I'm going to play 13-15, and on the second string, I'm going to play 13-14. Then I'm going to go back to the third string, and I'm going to play 15, but on the second string, I want to play 13-14-16. Then on the second string, 13, 14, 16, and on the first string, 13. Then on the second string, 14, 16, and on the first string, 13, 14. Actually, 13, 15. Okay? And then we end it with a little, kind of like I did down here. So, a nice big bend on that 18th fret. Nice and up to speed. Say something like that, right? I've also got a free course for you, 7-day course to unlock the fretboard, to see the fretboard code. If you're liking these lessons and you're enjoying learning some of the things that I'm showing you, then the 7-day course that I created is basically a foundational course. It basically shows you string by string how to understand the shapes of the fretboard, how they're a circular nature, how the fretboard itself has a circular nature, so that you can go ahead and understand where you can place your fingers quickly and easily in order to navigate to certain specific shapes, no matter where you're at on the fretboard, and then play your favorite songs at any key and just kind of pick up the guitar and go. Just pick it up and shred anytime you want to. And you don't have to be a shredder. It doesn't have to always be about heavy metal and hard rock, right? It could be about anything, any musical genre or style that you like. Everything has the same basic components. There's 12 notes in the chromatic scale. There's 5 notes in the pentatonic, there's 7 notes in the diatonic. They all kind of fit on no matter what musical style you're playing. It just depends on how you play, the effects you're using, the groove that you're putting into it, the mojo and the emotion that you're putting into it. But the notes are the same. So that's what's really cool about the guitar. Pretty much any musical instrument is the same way, is you can play any style you want to, but you're still using the same components. So if you want to unlock that, see the fretboard code, put that into your muscle memory so you can just pick up the guitar and play intuitively, play with ease, play with confidence, and play the way that you want to play without having to spend a whole lot of time memorizing everything on the fretboard. Then check out my 7-day course. If you just want to pick up the guitar and play and start making music, then my 7-day course is definitely for you. So check it out, link is in the description. Then we do this little pedal lick, which I'm not really that great at. I had to punch in on this, but I'm gonna show it to you anyway. It's basically a very neoclassical lick. Where I'm pedaling on the 20th fret and I'm going back to the 18th, the 16th, and the 17th. No, I take that back. I'm going back to the 18th, the 16th, and the 15th. So the 20th to the 18th, or the 18th to the 20th, then the 16th to the 20th, then the 15th to the 20th. And you just do it fast. It's alternate picking. Just get a metronome, time it, you know, go slow, speed it up. Do it while you're watching TV. And then I kind of move up to the 21st fret, and then back to the 20th fret. So that's basically the whole idea there. Okay? To an extent. And then the last little thing there, I got some sweep patterns where I basically do this, and this is the last little run here. And they're very common sweep patterns. Nothing, you know, extravagant that's gonna be too hard to learn. But they are across 5 strings. But just take your time with them, and if you can't get it, that's okay. Learn the scale shapes, play within the boxes. You can always, you know, strip down a lot of this and play simpler. You don't have to play like this. I just want to go ahead and make a tutorial where I kind of showed you what I did here. So we're doing this. Something like that. It's kind of hard to play slow, but basically it's like this. So the 3 shapes that I'm using are going to be this one, and this one. So that's basically it. So on the first shape, I'm going to start off on the 17th fret of the third string. I'm going to go to the 18th fret of the second string, and then to the 16th fret of the first string. Now I'm using my first finger here, second finger, first finger. Nice little sweep right there that you can learn if you're new to sweep picking, if you're new to arpeggios. Okay, take your time with it. Something along those lines. But you go like this, and then we're going to hammer on with my pinky to my 20th fret. Okay, 20 there. Pull off. Then we're just walking back the shape, right? We're going back to the second string on the 18th fret, back to the third string on the 17th fret. Now we're going to go to the fourth string, and we're going to go to the fourth string on the 18th fret. And then with my pinky, either with my pinky or with my ring finger, whichever one's more comfortable depending on how the heel is on your guitar, right? Depending on how the heel is on your guitar, you're going to walk back, sorry. In this case, I'm going to use my ring finger. This guitar's got a nice heel on it, but standing up is still hard to get back there with my pinky. So I'm going to the 20th fret on the 5th string. So the whole thing is going to sound like this. Coming back up, the same shape. Then I'm sliding back. I did that messy, but I'm sliding back to the 15th fret. And I'm going to play this shape. So I'm going to go. And then I'm going to hammer on. So I'm going to the 15th fret, hammering on to the 16th, pulling off to the 15th. Going to the second string on the 16th fret, the third string on the third string and the fourth string technically on the 17th fret, and going back. And then going to the 15th fret on the 5th string. Now this shape right here follows the chord shape of a minor chord on the 5th string. Just follows that chord shape. So you're really just playing the chord shape backwards and then forwards. And then we're going to slide back to the 13th fret on the first string. So we're going to go. Now that we're on the 3rd fret, we're going to basically play that same shape, but we're going to go ahead and hammer on instead of like a half note, like we did on this one. We're going to do a whole note and a half note, or 1.5 steps. So we're going to hammer on to the same note. We're going to hammer on to the 16th fret there from the 13th. So it's the same shape. We're just playing less of it, okay? So you're going to hammer on from 13 to 16, back to 13. Then you're going to go to the second string, play on the 14, and on the 3rd and the 4th strings we're playing on the 15. And that's it. It just goes backwards. And then I'm going to go ahead and go to the second string, and I'm going to play the 14 and the 13. So that whole little sweep run right? And that's basically the whole lead kind of mapped out. Okay? So the whole thing is in the key of F minor. And then I think you could also probably play it in G major. But we didn't do that yet. So I just want to give you an idea of how to kind of play this, and not to show you how to play the solo. I don't got a big head about my solos. I'm nobody, right? I'm not famous or anything. I don't have any music on Spotify right now. But my point of showing you this is not to show you that, hey, this is a great solo and you should learn how to play this solo. My point is to give you a shape or a solo or an idea that you could say, okay, well, I could take this little chunk from it, and I could take this little chunk from it, and I can make something of my own. Learning other people's solos is always a great way to go ahead and add to your own vocabulary. You know, what did this person do in this solo? Oh, that's really neat. I can do that as well, but I can also add this to it. Or I could take these two solos and put this part with this one and this part with this one and change this note around here and put this here and change this to a different key, and all of a sudden I got something new. The idea is think of every little shape, every little thing like that as a puzzle piece. And you're using those puzzle pieces, you're putting those puzzle pieces together, or really Legos, okay? I mean, think about it, like building blocks. You're taking all those building blocks of the Legos, the DNA, however you want to think about it, chromosomes, however you want to think about it. You're putting all that together and you're making something new. So that's kind of the idea. So I hope that this will help you understand that a little bit better. And if you did like this, you know, if you want to play the whole solo and, you know, send me what you did with it, that'd be cool. I'm sure there's people out there who are watching this who are light years beyond me. That's not my intention. My intention is to help people out who don't really know this stuff. But if you are light years beyond me and you want to go ahead and show me how it's done, feel free to do that in the comments. And if you are working on this, but you've come up with something a little bit different, you know, show me in the comments. I would love to see it. But that's all I got for you today, and I'll see you in the next one.